Guys, breaking news. The wallet we were talking about that woke up after 14 years recently started to sell that Bitcoin. Now, I thought they were actually going to sell this last week because they started to move it just as the market closed, and the market was going to be closed for 3 days, and they wouldn't have had sell pressure from the ETFs, but we didn't see any sells. And the market kind of just assumed that, I guess, this wallet was just moving it to a secure wallet and wasn't going to sell. But they now just started to sell, and they've sold $2.34 billion worth of their Bitcoin via Galaxy Digital after 14 years of holding. The first ever sell move was an address linked from 2011. Okay, so I believe they had around $8 billion or $10 billion in total. So quite a sizable chunk, maybe 25%, 30% of their holdings have been sold. Now, two things tend to happen, and obviously we've seen a sell-off from that Bitcoin, which we're going to talk about in a second, by the way, because it's really interesting, actually. Two things can happen here, right? Now, of course, this creates fear, and there will be traders who are going to open short positions, assuming that this trader is going to sell more and going to sell, a lot more of this 75% or 7% they have left. So some people will go short. There'll be a lot of fear. The ETFs are due to be open soon. Okay, so we're going to have the ETFs open. Some people, and this happens more often than not, will actually be more confident. Okay. They will be more confident. Why? Well, because they've seen that the person just sold $2.3 billion worth, and we are still sitting at 117,000 BTC. Okay. And also, we're getting huge buy pressure. So a lot of people are very, very interested in buying this dip. And of course, we're also coming down to support. So this was the resistance that I said, might be the local top. And what happens when you flip resistance? Well, I short resistance, guys. So when we approach resistance, I short resistance and I long support, right? Very simple trading skills that go back to basics, right? Short resistance, long support. And we are at support right now. And we're also sitting on the SMC 4-hourly support. So we've got two lots of confluence here that we might see a reversal back to the upside, plus a lot of fear, plus a lot of shorts getting placed. So I do like this for a long position, and I have taken a long here, guys, on 40x leverage. It's not a huge amount. It's not going to wreck me if I'm wrong. And also, it's quite a nice trade setup, right? Because if we close below the 4-hourly, I can just set a stop loss and potentially get out of the trade in case we see more downside. Don't forget, we also have the CPI data coming out in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So that could also move the market. So keep an eye on that. It's not a no-brainer trade. The good news is that the S&P is just still trying to break out into all-time highs. The official market doesn't open soon. This is futures, and the futures is breaking into all-time highs. So we're looking good. And usually, if we were going to get bad data, we wouldn't be pushing into new all-time highs. Sometimes you see inside information on the charts first, right? You see the news on the charts, and it would be unusual to be pushing new highs if the data was going to come out bad today. So yes, this sometimes gives people a lot of confidence. Why? Because that weight has been lifted, right? Some of the weight has been lifted that this whale is going to start selling, and it's kind of hovering over everyone's head, and it's like, when are they going to sell? And then they sell 25%, or I think they might have sold 30%. And it's kind of a weight off because you've seen the damage that it's done. You know that this whale is probably a maxi, right? They've been holding this Bitcoin for 14 years. They're probably a Bitcoin maxi and decided to de-risk, as they should have done a long time ago. But, congratulations to them for holding so long, because to turn, I think one of the wallets, they turned $8,000, $7,000 into over $1 billion, which is absolutely insane, just from diamond handed. And they would have had to sit through 70, 80% corrections, which means that they would have watched 100 million go to 20 million and still continue to hold and hold. If it wasn't hacked, right? If it wasn't early quantum hacking. So yeah, congratulations to them. What happens with maxi sometimes is they don't go and dump their entire bag, right? They're not like Germany being pressured from other sources and trying to manipulate the price. They actually are a maxi, and they're probably likely to continue to hold. I mean, they've just taken 2.3 billion. They're not going broke anytime soon. They know that BlackRock are accumulating. They know that countries are accumulating. They know that institutional adoption is just out of control. And they know that it's very likely that people are going to continue to DCA. They know there's only 21 million of these tokens. And if you just raised 2.4 billion, what are you going to do with cash, knowing that cash is just likely to depreciate and depreciate and depreciate, whereas Bitcoin is likely to appreciate and appreciate, right? Maybe even faster than real estate. Okay, because you could argue this buyer could go and put their money into real estate and make a fortune over the next 50 years. But Bitcoin is likely to appreciate faster than real estate, potentially. And as Michael Saylor says, it's like buying property in Manhattan, 50, 100 years ago, whatever. So this sometimes gives people a lot of confidence. Their bags are packed. They're a Bitcoin maxi. This we've had a dip. We've come from 123,000 Bitcoin down to 117. And we're at support. We're retesting the support. So yeah, it's for me personally, it's a nice trade setup, guys. Look, I know we're playing for fire. With fire, Bitcoin is 117k. It's been up only now since the bear market, since we started buying in the bear market, and we're playing with fire. We know that this isn't just an infinite money printer that just keeps printing free money, and at some point we are going to enter a bear market. But for now, the trend is your friend. The S&P continues to make new highs, and we've come back and retested support. So for me, it's a nice trade setup, and I'm treating this as a good news story that this has been sold. What we don't want to see them do is continue to sell this every day, right? We don't want to see another billion sold tomorrow and the next day, because then it looks like they are trying to just sell the entire lot, and people might just wait for them to sell everything before buying the dip. But I do think we are going to get a lot of shorts opened today off of the back of this fear, which might increase our odds of the price going up and seeing a short squeeze. That's it for now, guys. Don't forget, if you want to follow me, head over to my X account. You can see the name of my X account here. If you want to jump in the Discord and you want to join us and you want to see these trades, you can click the Patreon link and get involved with us. You also get the SMC bot as well, which flashes up all these buy and sell signals on stocks and crypto, so you can get these inside your own trading view as well. And it works on everything. You don't have to use it on Bitcoin or stocks. It works on currencies, and you just literally select the coin you want, and then it's going to give you buy and sell signals on the asset that you're looking at. Sui's looking really nice as well, by the way, guys. It looks like it's going to break out. How well did altcoins do on this sell-off? They done very, very well. They didn't dump after that 2.3 billion sell-off. And I think also this is going to be focused on Bitcoin. You don't really have these crazy dormant wallets in Ethereum. Maybe we will in 4 years, 5 years time, right? But this hasn't really impacted Ethereum as much as a lot of people thought it would. And altcoins have held up pretty well. So I like to see that, and I'm still optimistic for the coming months. CPI today, big one to watch if you're trading. Don't forget, none of the information in this video is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all of your money investing in crypto, stocks, anything, guys, even real estate. So do your own research, and I am not a financial advisor. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one.